Well, Mechmax is a brand that is here to stay, and they are shaking up the equipment industry, and here's what you need to know about them. These are not just junk products that you can get for cheap. These are affordable products that have a great value. And before any of my regular viewers get too upset and say, oh great, here comes Lucas with another commercial, I will just go ahead and tell you, yes it is. And if you're not shopping for any products, attachment, or equipment, then this probably is not of interest for you. But for those of you who are looking for good options and values in the equipment and implement industry, you need to stick around because, man, we've got some good information to share about this company. They have grown until they now have flail mowers, finish mowers, disc mowers, hay baling equipment, 3-point hitch backhoes. Of course, they've still got their wood chippers and trenchers and stump grinders and sawmills. Now you may be asking yourself, well, what good does it do me to watch this guy demonstrate all of this different equipment? But the fact is, I don't need all of this equipment, and I don't do these videos just so I can get another wood chipper. I've got 5 wood chippers on my property now. I do these videos because if you're shopping for a new wood chipper, you need to know how they work and how they compare to one another. The fact is, the equipment market is very competitive and there are lots of options out there. And unless you just want to have to purchase a piece of equipment blindly and hope that it works out and fits your needs, then it's handy to be able to take to YouTube and search and see if a piece of equipment is being used the way you would use it and how it's holding up. So while obviously I'm trying to make a living by making videos, I'm also trying to bring value to you by sharing information with you so you can make informed decisions before you decide on a brand. I'll bet you a year ago you had never heard the name Mechmax. Now before we get too deep into this video, I do want to share that, 1, I have been provided all of these products from Mechmax, so I did not buy them. 2, I have a discount code that will save you 5% on your purchases, and it earns me a little bit of commission. And I share that because I want to be fully transparent in what I am doing here. And that is, I'm making a living. But if you follow my channel and you have figured out anything about me in the 4 years that I've been sharing my life on YouTube, it's that I'm not going to compromise my integrity to make a few bucks. I'm just going to tell the truth as I know it. I haven't used any of these products long term, other than the sawmill. I would say, you know, we've been running it for about a year and we use it pretty hard. So I would say, I can confidently say that sawmill is going to last for the long haul. It's doing a great job. Most of these other products are occasional use, so I can just tell you they have performed up to my standards to this point, and I've been impressed by it. So let's get into what we're going to talk about today. Mechmax launched their website in January of 2024, and we partnered with them in February of 2024. So when I reached out to Mechmax in February of 2024 to try and get them to sponsor my channel with a sawmill, I had no idea that they had just launched their website. So it was kind of a matter of just perfect timing in that I was a smaller channel and it was going to be hard for me to get a sawmill company to sponsor my channel with a sawmill. But they were a brand new company nobody had heard of, and they needed some publicity. And so the rest is history. They said yes, they sent me a sawmill, and as I was researching their company and looking at their product, I wasn't certain that this was going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because some imported products just aren't the greatest quality, and I was afraid I was sticking my neck out for something that wasn't going to live up to the hype. And as soon as the mill arrived and I assembled it and milled my very first log, I knew that we were going to be okay. I had experience with other brands of sawmills, and I knew that this matched up in terms of quality, so we were on the right road. Since then, I have owned 14 of their machines, 11 of which are out here right now, all of them still operational, and I have not had one single major failure. The worst thing that happened to any of the products I've owned from Mechmax was the bolts fell out of the muffler on my first sawmill on that Rayto engine. So that was really the engine manufacturer, but ultimately it's something that kind of could happen to a lot of different products. So it wasn't a catastrophic failure. If you are a regular viewer on YouTube, I'm sure you know the channel The Outdoors with the Morgans. And a few days ago, Mr. Morgan got himself a Mechmax mini skid steer. And in the opening of his video, he walked around and he pointed out all of his expensive equipment and he says, I bought that, I bought that, I bought that. But then he gets to the skid steer and says, I didn't buy that. Well, I didn't buy any of this. Mechmax provided these products to me so that I could do demonstrations and so that I could do assembly videos, and I could also help out with some tech support on a lot of these products. While you may be thinking, well, he got these products for free, so he's just going to say great things about them, I can tell you that I most assuredly did not get these products for free. I have spent the last 14 months allowing Mechmax to give out my personal cell phone number and my email so that customers can contact me when they have problems with these products. 14 months ago, I put my name and my reputation on the line because very quickly I started believing in this brand and the value that they offer. These are not just junk products that you can get for cheap. These are affordable products that have a great value, and that's why I get excited about them, and that's why I share it with you. Now, as with any company out there, Mechmax has their customers who didn't receive the type of support or service that they expected, and so they've taken to the internet and complained about this or that. The biggest complaint being they had to wait longer than they expected for their item to arrive. And that is something that we have seen improve throughout our partnership because they launched their website with prices that were just nearly too good to be true. So they sold products way faster than they could import them. And there's just a learning curve to that. So that kind of thing is going to happen. And when they run big sales, like their Black Friday sales from this past winter, they run into some of the same issues. And so they've worked through that, and they're growing, and they're doing a better job of that. But they also have opened an office in the US so that they can answer the phone during US business hours, and they can provide better customer service and communication. And so all of the things that every company has to do as they grow, this company has had to do very quickly because they just exploded, because their products are affordable. I want to share one quick little story about imports because I can 100% guarantee you I will get a comment on this video, something negative about importing products from other countries. And these products are imported from China. And I will say this, I don't get into political talk. I let politicians do politician things. And I worry about dealing with people the way people should be dealt with. And I will never forget an interaction I had with the Mechmax representative very early on when we were just getting to know each other and build our partnership. And I won't share his name, but we've become really good friends. And he said to me one night, our biggest concern has been the skepticism of the American people and the stigma that comes with imported Chinese products, because so many people just assume anything imported from China is junk. And with their products, that is just not the case. But what he said to me in response to that was, I wish people could just understand that we are just humans trying to build our dream like the rest of you. And that resonated with me, because here I am, just a human, trying to build my dream like the rest of you. And I can relate to that. So I don't get into politics. As long as a company is doing business legally and they pay the taxes or the tariffs or whatever the government mandates on this or that, then I'm not going to pass judgment on any of that stuff. I'll let all the politicians and all those people take care of that stuff. I'm not worried about it. So just know, if you're taking to the comments to put in a shot at me, I don't care. And I'm not going to respond to any of that, because that's not how I judge people. I judge people based on their value. Back to the company Mechmax. You know, Mechmax started out with sawmills and wood chippers were their main focus when they first launched their website. And they have continued to add products. And they have grown until they now have flail mowers, finish mowers, disc mowers, hay baling equipment, 3-point hitch backhoes. Of course, they've still got their wood chippers and trenchers and stump grinders and sawmills. But they also have that awesome mini skid steer that Mike Morgan showed on his channel. I just noticed a fresh addition to their website, and that is one of those mini or micro excavators with the thumb. And it has a Honda engine. So they have went to great lengths to provide a lot of good quality products with good engines. You know, that mini skid steer has a Kubota engine in it. So they try to choose quality products to put these together and offer them for you. I can't tell you that these are the highest quality pieces of equipment that you can get on the market, but you're not paying anywhere near the highest prices for these. I get excited about this brand because they bring a product that is affordable for homeowners and farmers, that is of a solid enough quality that you can depend on it for farm use and residential use. I have been so impressed with these pieces of equipment that I'm using. That sawmill, I milled all the lumber for this shed. I have also already milled enough lumber to build my next equipment shed. I wouldn't even be able to put a number on how many logs I have milled, but I'm sure it's getting close to 100. And I've not had anything break on this SM32 sawmill. They build a quality product that's ready to be used at a great price. And you know, one more note about imports, because I do business with a couple of companies out of Canada as well. And I got some negative comments when I released a product a couple of weeks ago about the folks up in Canada. And I'm just here to tell you, I have had nothing but great dealings with those people. Quit getting caught up in all of this political nonsense. It's not us against them. We're all people. Let the politicians sort out the nonsense and just treat each other right. So to kind of wrap up this video, the whole point is to just share with you the fact that the MechMax product line is growing, and they have some fantastic options on their website that I believe represent the greatest balance of pricing and reliability, because that's always the hurdle, right? We want reliability, but sometimes we don't want to pay the top tier prices to get it. We want to spend enough that we can have a product we can rely on and get by. And that's where this product fits. And so I'm going to kind of close out by just sharing a quote from Mr. Morgan's video when he was talking about the mini skid steer with the Kubota engine. He said, "It's legit. It really is. It's a little powerhouse with good components." And he went on to talk, a little bit about it. Now, of course, he's only put a few hours on it, and so time will tell how long it holds up. But when you're somebody who's been around equipment and attachments and implements, you come to realize what it takes for a product to hold up. And you can see that in these products. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about the MechMax company. Until next time, be sure and get outside and enjoy God's creation, because it's beautiful out there. Y'all have a good day.